On December 5th, 1945, 5 torpedo bombers lifted off from Fort Lauderdale into clear Florida skies. 14 men. Routine training mission. Perfect weather. 2 hours later, the flight leader's voice crackled through the radio. "We don't know where we are. We seem to be lost. Everything looks strange, even the ocean." Control tried desperately to guide them home, but the pilots grew increasingly disoriented. Then silence. Flight 19 vanished without a trace. A rescue plane with 13 crew members went to search for them and disappeared too. 27 men, 6 aircraft, gone. No wreckage, no bodies, no oil slicks, no answers. And they're far from alone. Throughout history, people have simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind only questions that echo through the decades. Some disappearances defy logic, others mock our understanding of what's possible. All of them haunt us with a single chilling truth. Sometimes there are no answers. Take Amelia Earhart, perhaps the most famous ghost in aviation history. July 2nd, 1937. The pioneering aviator and her navigator, Fred Noonan, were attempting to circumnavigate the globe when they disappeared over the Pacific Ocean. Her last radio transmission spoke of running low on fuel, unable to see their destination island. Search teams scoured 250,000 square miles of ocean for weeks. Nothing. Theories have multiplied like shadows. Crash landing on a remote island, capture by the Japanese, even a secret spy mission gone wrong. In 2018, forensic analysis of bones found decades earlier on Nickmaroro Island suggested they might belong to Earhart, but the evidence remains inconclusive. Her plane has never been found, and after nearly 90 years, the Pacific still keeps its secrets. But human disappearances aren't the only enigmas. Entire colonies have vanished. In 1587, over 100 English settlers established themselves on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what's now North Carolina. Their governor, John White, sailed back to England for supplies. When he returned 3 years later, delayed by war, he found the settlement completely abandoned. Houses stood empty, possessions left behind as if their owners had simply stepped out for an afternoon walk. The only clue, the word Croatoan, carved into a wooden post, and Ciro scratched into a nearby tree. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no explanation. The lost colony of Roanoke became America's oldest unsolved mystery, a ghost story written in silence. Were they absorbed into a local Native American tribe? Did they attempt to sail back to England and perish at sea? Did disease wipe them out? We'll never know. Then there's the truly inexplicable case of Owen Parfitt. On a warm June evening, 1768, the elderly, paralyzed man sat outside his sister's home in Shepton Mallet, England, as he did every day. His sister went inside for just a few minutes to prepare his evening meal. When she returned, the chair was empty. Parfitt, who couldn't walk, who couldn't move without assistance, had vanished from a busy village street in broad daylight. No witnesses saw anything unusual, no footprints led away, no trace of him was ever found. How does a paralyzed man disappear from his chair on a populated street? The answer died with everyone who was there that day. The oceans seem particularly hungry for mysteries. The Mary Celeste sailed into history on December 4th, 1802, when she was found drifting in the Atlantic, completely seaworthy but utterly abandoned. The cargo was intact, the crew's belongings untouched, food and water still on board. A half-eaten meal sat on the table. The last log entry was routine and unremarkable, dated 10 days earlier. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter, and 7 experienced crew members had simply vanished from a perfectly functional ship in calm seas. Pirates would have taken valuables. A storm would have left damage. Mutiny would have left evidence. Instead, there was only emptiness and the creaking of abandoned timbers. Theories range from waterspouts to ergot poisoning causing mass hysteria, but no credible explanation has ever truly fit the facts. Perhaps the most disturbing disappearance is that of Frederick Valentich, a 20-year-old pilot who vanished over the Bass Strait between Australia and Tasmania on October 21st, 1970. His final radio transmission to air traffic control is the stuff of nightmares. He reported a strange aircraft following him, moving at incredible speed, hovering above his plane. "It's not an aircraft, it's," he said, describing 4 bright landing lights and strange maneuvers no conventional plane could perform. Air traffic control saw nothing on radar. His last words before the transmission cut out were, "That strange aircraft is hovering on top of me again. It is not an aircraft." Then came 17 seconds of a metallic scraping sound and silence. Neither Valentich nor his Cessna 182 were ever found, despite extensive searches. The official report listed the disappearance as unexplained. Make of that what you will. These stories share a common thread. They end where understanding breaks down. No neat resolution, no logical conclusion, just an absence that grows louder with each passing year. They remind us that despite our technology, our science, our certainty that we've mapped and mastered the world, there are still blank spaces on the map. Still questions that have no answers. Still people who walk out of their lives and into legend. The mystery isn't just what happened to these people, it's why we can't let them go, why we keep searching, theorizing, hoping that one day the silence will break and the missing will finally speak. Perhaps it's because their disappearances hold up a mirror to our deepest fear, that we too could simply cease to be, leaving behind only questions and the echo of our last known moments. The ocean keeps its secrets, the sky keeps its secrets, and somewhere in the space between what we know and what we can prove, the missing wait in eternal silence, forever just beyond our reach.